Hello beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel, and on today's video I'm going to show you how I make the filling for my samosa. Without further ado, let's get into the video. In a clean pan, you add your vegetable oil, your onions that has been chopped. I use my food processor to chop it, not with my knife, because I think it's faster and easier, and when you're doing small chops you want what will make life easier for you. So you can get a food processor. If you have one, then that's perfect, but if you don't have one, you can as well invest in one. But if you don't have it as well, it's fine. You can use your knife to chop it how fine you want or how bigger you want it, but I prefer to use my food processor because it makes life easier. While it's on the oil, you keep stirring and allow it to sizzle. In your onions, you'd add your curry powder. I added as much as I would want to, because at the end of the day, cooking is based on individual preferences. So you'd season as much or as less as you'd want to. Make it unique to you. I have my roughly blended tatashe. It's only tatashe I used. I used both the green and the red ones. I blended them roughly, still using my food processor so that it's not so smooth. And one thing I did was I boiled my beef and then I roughly blended it using the food processor, because there was no light and I did not want my beef to go bad, so I had to boil it. So you can either decide to boil it direct or you blend it, but most times this is what I do because I feel it even blends better and faster. So you might also do the same as I do. And also the liquid dries up quite easily and faster also using this method. So you can also boil your beef before you blend it and it would be just fine. But if you did not blend it, then if you did not boil it before blending, then you might as well fry it first before adding your veggies, so that the liquid from the meat will dry properly. But this method, you just go with your onions, your veggies, your bell peppers and then you'd add your beef so that it dries properly. You keep stirring this thing because you see that we're going to do a lot of stirring while at it. You keep stirring so that it dries properly, and if it doesn't dry properly, it will become soggy, you get. So I'm trying to taste it because already while boiling the beef I had added seasoning to it. Now I'm adding my ginger and garlic powder. You can decide to use fresh ones, but I'm using the powder because I don't want a lot of fresh ingredients so that it doesn't go bad easily. Now I added lasso chicken seasoning because it has a very nice aroma to it and it's very nice and delicious. So I used lasso chicken seasoning, but you can use your normal curry, you can use your normal Maggi cubes, your Knorr, or whatever you prefer. You can add salt if you want, but I did not because I barely use salt, because most of the seasoning you use already have salt in them. So I stirred, and if you can notice, it's beginning to burn, but if you keep stirring, it's not going to burn. So keep stirring it until it is completely dry. Taste to know if you have a balanced filling. Then the carrots will come in last. So I added the carrots and I kept stirring it until it is fully incorporated. So at this point I want to say something. You can decide whatever your filling will have. Some people at this point, they add sweet corn, green peas and what have you. It depends on your preference, it depends on your customers, it depends on what you want. You can add more onions, you can add spring onions as well, but personally most times I just do it as simple as this. It all depends on what you want. It depends on your preferences and whatever you choose to do. But this is how I do mine, and I also added a bit more of the seasoning because I thought it's going to be better with a bit more seasoning. As it is, the way you cook in your house is different. You know all the seasonings you like, you know how much you add. I cannot come and tell you add so quantity, but if you follow this method, you're going to end up with a very beautiful and delicious feeling for your samosa. And in our next video, you're going to see how I made the wraps with measurements on how I made the wraps for the samosa, and it is going to be a very good one. So please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment, drop questions you want me to address in making samosa and spring rolls, and I'll be more than glad to assist you with that. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Here is a video of what I made with that filling. So there is a video coming after this one, so stay tuned and do not forget, this is Deborah Arinse. Keep supporting me, and I really appreciate your views and all of that, but we can do better. Thank you and have an amazing day.